Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. When Rigathi Gachagua surfaced with the claim that UDA has become just a shell.
The whole mountain has moved from UDA. By the way, UDA now is a shell. UDA was Rigathi at the mountain. Without Rigathi at the mountain, there's no UDA. There's no party there. So in fact, if you mention UDA, and you have found even the MPs who move around with the president, they don't talk about UDA. Even the president, they don't mention him on the ground.
One thing that I started asking myself is, what is William Samoei Ruto going to do going forward? And how has UDA become a shell? Because we already know that there are still members of parliament aligned to UDA. If you look at the composition of UDA right now, majority of the members of parliament, senators or governors come from either Rift Valley or Mount Kenya. Now, again, if you go further and look at Rigathi Gachagua's grip in Mount Kenya right now, you realize that Rigathi Gachagua has dominated. In fact, right now, even though the elders, maybe the Njurinjikes of those areas, have not pronounced Rigathi Gachagua as a kingpin, but going by the look of things, Rigathi Gachagua is the person who calls the shots in Mount Kenya politically. So when Rigathi Gachagua goes to an extent of saying that UDA is just a shell, it is just a shell, it means Ruto will be forced to look for a plan B, because replacing UDA in Mount Kenya is something that Rigathi Gachagua is hell-bent in making sure that it happens. Now, you realize that based on this statement, we are told about members of parliament, senators who want to resign so that they can contest in a by-election. Now, what does that mean? That means Rigathi Gachagua's plan is to totally remove UDA from the mountain. Now, before we escalate this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, kindly like this video. I'm so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, I want to continue thanking you so much, because without you, this channel wouldn't have grown. One thing that we will all agree on is that the political temperatures in Mount Kenya has risen, and the focus will be on whether Rigathi Gachagua can indeed rally enough support to establish a formidable new party, or if UDA will manage to maintain its influence in the region. Now that we know that political temperature in the near future is going to rise, because Rigathi is almost unveiling this party, which is supposed to be unveiled somewhere there in May.
Party and go for by-elections. So we thought, my people thought that for us to get the right momentum, it's better for us to launch the party when IBC is in place. I want to give that reason now, because I've got quite a number of people who are through with UDA. They don't want anything to do with UDA.
Just from the mountain?
Especially from the mountain, because the whole mountain has moved from UDA. By the way, UDA now is a shell. UDA was Rigathi at the mountain. Without Rigathi at the mountain, there's no UDA. There's no party there. And our members, our supporters, in fact, if you mention UDA, and you have found even the MPs who move around with the president, they don't talk about UDA. Even the president, they don't mention him on the ground. So we decided that we want to wait for the IBC to be constituted. Then we launch our party so that...
The tension in Ruto's camp is going to rise, because based on Rigathi's statement, he's trying to tell us that he wants to keep these people guessing. That's why he's choosing to postpone the unveiling of a party, which is supposed to be unveiled by May. Part of the reason why Rigathi Gachagua decided to hold his horses is because he talks about IBC reconstitution. Because right now, if those members of parliament who do not want to be part of William Ruto's faction, if they decide to resign now, those regions which they used to lead will be without members of parliament. So Rigathi doesn't want that scenario to happen. He wants a scenario where these members of parliament will resign, then they'll go to the ballot. I know that it's not going to be easy because a member of parliament resigning and contesting again, the only one who did that in the history of Kenya is Raila Amolo Odinga. In 1991 there, 1991 there, he won, or was it 92? But between 91 and 93 there, Raila is alleged that Raila, because he formed a new party and he wanted to be in that new party, what he did, he resigned and then contested afresh and won that Langata seat again. So I think based on the history of Kenya, he's the only leader, or rather the only member of parliament back then who managed to do that. Why? Because he respected the constitution. These members of parliament right now cannot do that. They would rather decide to fight from within, which is not according to how the constitution envisaged. The constitution envisaged that if you at any particular time think that or feel that you want to jump ship and support the other opponent, you're supposed to resign. But that's not going to happen because most of these members of parliament are greedy and they would rather satisfy their appetite, financial appetite, than resign and seek re-election. That is the point, ladies and gentlemen. Now, based on Rigathi's statement, ladies and gentlemen, that UDA is just a shell, what is going to happen to UDA? Because if you look at the political arithmetic right now, if UDA is to, exist, then it's going to exist as a party of the Rift Valley people only. These other regions, Nairobi, Mombasa, those regions about UDA ilipata kura, most likely hizo regions UDA itaenda. Place like Lamu County, the governor there, Governor Timami, because he joined UDA, but he has not resigned. So that's why you find that most of these members of parliament might not resign, but Rigathi's plan is okay, they should resign and seek re-election on a fresh party.
Early this year, it was pushed, and now we expect that launch in May. Are you having challenges in registering?
No challenges at all.
Yeah.
I had, when I left office, the people of my region felt that we needed to consult on the way forward because as a community, we felt very bad. The community felt totally misused by President William Ruto. They felt deceived, and we needed to consult extensively. And as their leader, they asked me to do that consultation. And I did a lot of consultation, the whole of November, the whole of December. I had hoped that I would have completed the consultations, but I hadn't. By the end of December, very many people still wanted to come and see me. You have seen me even in the whole of January and February, they have been coming. Again, when we started the consultations, I had thought it will be a Mount Kenya affair, but I had not appreciated the interest my leadership had created in the country. And many other Kenyans from all other regions also wanted to consult with me.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but just go below in the comment section and you can offer a reaction regarding this development. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.